Hello everyone! Today we are going to talk about the NWC Exporter tool. What is the benefit of this tool? It allows me to export NWC files for Navisworks from multiple files at the same time, such as the architecture file, the structure file, and the mechanical file. I can select multiple files and export their views so that I can use them in Navisworks. The first section in the tool is the source path. This is the path of the file that is currently open. For example, I currently have this file open, so the tool automatically adds it to the selected files list and displays its path. Here, I also have the output path. I select the location where I want to save my exported files. For example, I will save them here. As we mentioned, the selected files list automatically includes the file that is currently open. Of course, you can remove it if you do not want to use this file and you want to add other files instead. To add other files, I click Add and select the files that I want. For example, I want to add this architectural file and this structural file. They are added directly to the list here. Also, if there is a file that I do not want, I simply select it and click Remove. The tool will remove it from the list immediately. I also have the Include Subfolders option. For example, when I select a folder, if there are other folders inside it that contain Revit files, I can enable this option to add all of them together. However, it is better to select the exact files that I want. After that, I have the Export Scope section. Here I can choose whether I want to export the entire model or export a custom view to Navisworks. For example, sometimes I have views where certain work sets are hidden or where I want to show specific elements. So the required export may vary depending on the view. Here, the tool displays all the 3D views available inside each file. I can then select the view that I want to export. For example, here I want the view called Architecture Export to Navisworks. Then, when I go to the structural file, I will find the view called Structure to Navisworks. I will select these two views so that I can export them. Of course, if I want to export more than one view, I can also do that. I also have the Folder per Project option. What is the benefit of this option? When I export several projects, for example 6 or 7 projects, I do not want all the exported files to be mixed together. Once I enable Folder per Project, the tool places the exported files from each project inside a separate folder named after that project. Here I also have the Navisworks settings. These include whether I want the coordinates option to be shared or internal, and whether the Convert Element option should be by element or none. These are the same settings that are already available in the Navisworks exporter when exporting the files. Now I will click Export. The tool shows me that 2 files have been exported. Then I will go to the output location that I selected. Here I will find the architecture folder. Inside it, I will find the exported file using the name of its view, which is Architecture Export to Navisworks. Then when I go to the structure folder, I will also find that the file has been exported using the name of its view.